ready?
Yes, I'm very excited.
All right, guys, I'm here with Claire Rogers.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
We just filmed a very fun video that you guys will see.
Yes.
But we can't give you any specific details about it yet.
Top secret.
Very top secret. So Claire, I want to get people to know you a little bit better. So you said you grew up in Rhode Island?
Yes.
Okay.
So right outside of Providence.
Okay.
Very small.
And then you went to school there, and then where did you go to college?
I went to Villanova for a year, and then I graduated. I transferred to Boston College. So.
Oh, awesome. I didn't know you went there.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Boston College.
It's
I was
fun.
thinking about going there.
Really?
But yeah, I wasn't good enough at math to get in
Oh,
there.
I probably wasn't good enough either. We sent enough letters, and they let me in.
You're like, come on, pursue.
Yeah.
That's a great school. So did you grow up playing golf, or what attracted you to be a part of the sport?
Yeah, so where I played at this course called Wannamoisa in East Providence, where my parents belonged, and they had an awesome junior golf program. So every Tuesday morning we would go and play, and you could be like a 3-holer, a 9-holer, a 12-holer, 18.
Awesome.
And it was like really popular. All of my friends did it, and I really didn't like it, but they were all going.
Yeah.
But there was like, probably when I was like 10 to 12, it was like dragging me out of bed. I'm having like a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
And then finally I would say like middle school, I was like, okay, this is really fun. I played in high school, not really like competitively or anything, but it was then that I got to really like it. And they have a tournament at Wannamoisa every summer, and it's these amateurs who, play in college, and because they were in college, they needed somewhere to stay, so they would stay with members' families.
Oh my god.
So I was like 12, and we'd have
like
these
what's a
college
billet
boys.
family?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
We'd have
yeah.
these players stay with us, and the first guy who ever stayed with us was Dustin Johnson.
Shut up.
Yeah, and since then we've had like some guys who no
Wait.
longer play, or
That is so cool.
yeah, so that was how I got into it, and I would just volunteer at it every year, like doing the scoring or something.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So you know every in and out of the sport.
I think so.
What was so you knew you loved it from a young age. But at the time you didn't know what Dustin Johnson was going to be. So it's kind of like, okay, this is cool, and I find this awesome, but the fact that you can say that is just
it's been fun.
really cool. So what was your major in school?
Psychology.
Oh, so you didn't even go to school for any sort of like broadcasting or journalism?
No, I really liked English, so I thought I was going to be an English major, and then I got really interested in psychology, but I don't even think BC has they have like you can get your master's in journalism, but you can't do undergrad, and I was going to take one of the one of the graduate classes, and there was a problem. I couldn't take it because of my schedule. So I was nervous about getting into golf, because I was at Golf Digest, and now I'm at Golf Magazine, because I don't have this background, but it's been totally fine. So
you were at Golf Digest first, so you graduated college with a psychology degree, and then what kind of made you want to be like, okay, I have a psychology degree, let's just jump to golf and be you work for the social media. Okay.
Yeah, so I interned at Digest for 2 summers as a student, and basically
where is that located? Sorry.
they're in New York.
Okay.
So they were in Freedom Tower when I was there, which was awesome.
So you were in New York City for the first 2 summers. Awesome. Okay.
And living in NYU dorm, it was really fun.
Oh my god.
And all my friends were doing banking internships. I was like, well, I'm actually going out to TBC River Highlands, whatever, the Travelers. So it was fun. I had an awesome experience, but I started this Twitter account with my cousin, and it was called Golf Problems, and I kind of sent that to Golf Digest. I didn't even have anyone's email. I was like, I run this account.
How old were you?
I was a freshman in college. I sent it over, but I started it in high school. Okay. And I had 55,000, which is a good amount.
Wow, that's really good.
And I'm
tweet every day?
Oh my god, every day. And I paid so much. I wasn't cool in high school, if you couldn't tell. So it was.
I think you have a pretty cool job. I think
it ended up working out, right? But back then, I was just paying so much attention to the golf that I would do that all the time. So I was able to send that, and they realized that, okay, she actually, I think, does follow pretty closely. And then from there, it was just, Hallie Ledbetter was my mentor while I was there, and I learned a lot from her. So then I was able to, finally do social for Digest. So I was there for 2 years, which is so funny. I don't even use that account anymore, but because now I have my own.
Yeah, guys, you should is it active still?
It's active, but okay, I lost the login. I don't even know. But
I was gonna say, start from the bottom with the golf problems, and now you're literally writing for what's the biggest golf.
I know. So it is funny how it worked out.
Blogging. Okay, that's amazing. Being able to start from psychology and then transitioning into golf. So you said Hallie Ledbetter?
Yeah, Hallie Ledbetter.
Hallie. Okay, so you worked with her, and what kind of experience was that?
That was awesome, just because it's a male-dominated industry.
Yes.
And I'm not shy, but I find, you know, when you go into a new place, like maybe you're working for the first time, I was very quiet, and she had this level of confidence that I kind of was like, that's how, you know, outgoing I would love to be in this space. And it took me a couple of years, but I feel like now I'm not shy when I go to a tournament or something.
So you were at Golf Digest and you had all of that, like a really good, you know, mentor to look up to. And then when you came to golf.com, when?
So that was, let's see, it's just been 2 years.
Okay.
So it was December of 2020.
Okay, so you started in COVID. I know you mentioned that the golf.com office hasn't even opened yet.
Yeah.
You haven't even been. So you guys are all remote. So you're writing out of, you said Boston?
Yes.
Okay.
So I just like really forced these friendships over Slack. Like I'm slacking people, and you know, the good thing is you're
a really good texter, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much.
This is the first time Claire and I are meeting.
Yes.
And I can tell someone's energy by their texting. Like, we were on the phone, but she always like replies really quick.
Yes.
As exclamation
always on the
points.
phone.
You have really good responses. I'm like, wow, I can like text this girl like on a daily basis.
But it's weird, right? When you like don't know anyone, but the good thing is you have this common interest of golf.
Of course.
You can see something and send it, and then from there it starts a conversation, right? So that was kind of, but I'm trying to think the first time I met any of my coworkers. We went to a Bryson shoot in Dallas, and I was so nervous that
Was that your first?
Yeah,
what was your first?
My first one was, it was January of 21.
Okay.
We went to like Chris Como, his coach's house. And again, I hadn't met these people. And looking back, I'm like, wow, now I would have been so much fun there, but I was so nervous.
Oh yeah, it's always the first time you're like, you wish you did something different, but then in reality, how do you grow if you don't, like, mess up?
And I didn't really travel that much growing up, so it was a big deal for me to be like, okay, I'm getting on a plane and I'm going here by myself.
Yeah.
But that was good. And then after that, I loosened up, and now like I have a blast on trips and stuff.
Like, you've been so many places, and we were chatting earlier about you were with Max Homa last week. What do you think the pivotal moment in your career was, or the most pivotal moment from just not being into golf to it being your whole life? Writing about it, like what do you think changed or what clicked for you to be like, I want this to be my career, I want to make this my passion, you know?
I think kind of when I came to golf.com, I knew I wanted to be doing golf, but I wasn't doing any writing, and I really liked writing. So my coworkers Dylan and Sean kind of encouraged me. We were actually driving to Pinehurst from Charlotte, and they said, you should be doing something, like what's something that you would be really excited about, because I can't write about like course architecture. I don't know enough about that. But I follow the social part of it a lot. Like, people are getting married, what people are up to off the course. So that, they were like, just write that up every week and we'll see how it does. And at first I was so, nervous.
I mean, that's like scary, because it's like you're presenting your ideas to hundreds and thousands and maybe millions of people. It's really, really an intimidating thing to do. So I envy you for that.
And I think the first one did really well, and I was like, okay, I'm a natural. And then naturally, like this third and fourth ones, I was like, oh, not as many people are reading this one.
It's like me playing golf. Like, I'm so good at this, and then the playing, I'm like, you're not that good.
So it like comes and goes, but it has kind of created like a steady momentum of now I know like every week I'm writing that, and so that's been really fun. But I would say on site, I think the first time I felt really comfortable was probably at the US Open this past year, because I went to BC, like I have family in the area, so it was just such a fun week of having my friends there, my coworkers there at this awesome course where, I know the area and it's really exciting to be there. So I think that was the first time where I was out and about and feeling confident the first time.
That's awesome. And then what do you think the coolest experience? I mean, you have so many. I mean, you've met Tiger before,
right? No, I
right?
haven't.
Oh, I thought that you had.
I know. Okay, so I'm going to the PNC at the end of this week, though.
Okay, so maybe.
So I will check back in with you, because if I meet him, that will be the coolest
experience. Can you do a selfie video like, this is for Hannah? Like, I told her I met him, but I met you now. What do you think the coolest person you've met, or the coolest let's say like the coolest PGA player that you've met?
Okay, let me see who I've talked to.
Not even just because they're more famous than other ones, just like their personality.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who I really liked. I loved Max Homa, just because like I feel like I almost already knew him from following him on Twitter.
So funny.
But in terms
his Twitter actually makes me roll over laughing.
He's so good.
His tweet last week when he was like, when Kevin Kisner was like FaceTiming, he's like, I'm sorry, like Lacey's trying to have a baby
literally
right now.
having a child. In terms of who has surprised me, I had a lot of fun, and I never thought Scotty Scheffler was not going to be great, but he's not really active on like social media. We did a shoot with him right after he won the Masters, like 2 weeks after, and we spent like 6 hours with him, and his energy was high. He was so friendly, and I think it says a lot when people remember your names,
Oh yeah.
And every time I've seen him since, he's like, Claire, how's it going?
He's so nice.
Yeah.
yeah, normally I don't relate things back to myself, but just bouncing off that, he is literally, it was at the Zurich, and it was my first event that I've been to, like, having credentials and everything. Okay. And I walked up and I was like, with the foreplay guys, and I'm like, oh my god, he just literally won the Masters. It was the week prior. Yeah. Like, and he's playing in this tournament, which also says so much about him and his character. And I was like, hi, I'm Hannah. And he was like, oh, I know you, Hannah, and gave me a hug. He goes, I follow sports advisors. I was like, oh my god, what? Yeah. He's like, I watch you every Sunday. I'm like, what? I was like, you know me? Yeah. I'm introducing. I can never wrap my brain around that. So, actually knowing who you are. Yeah. I'm like, no, you don't. Just like, please. Like, what have you seen? What do you know? Yeah, exactly. Like, what do you really know? Right. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, Scotty is one of the nicest people. And then, what do you think the best golf course you've been at, or the coolest, or favorite, or whatever, however you want to put it? Okay, so I've gotten invited. I'm so lucky, obviously, to play a lot of places. My first, like, playing trip was actually at Seminole, which is how good does that get? Yeah, that's so crazy. And then, let's see, I've had a lot of fun. So that was awesome. And then I think, like, I have a friend who played golf at BC, and he invited me to play Fisher's Island. And I was there, it was me and my two brothers and him, which was awesome. Yeah. Like, you can't beat that. And they had, their chicken salad was so good. I got it on the course. Why are country clubs chicken salads the best? I don't know. So and whenever, like, you know, you get a year ago on this day, and I'm like texting my friend, I'm like, oh, I missed that chicken salad. Like, I miss the golf course. I miss the chicken salad. So I would say those two were probably definitely the most memorable. That's amazing. Well, Claire, this has been amazing, and thank you so much for answering everything. It was really, really nice to get to know you more. Thanks for having me on this.